Hello everyone, TG here and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the progression and thresholds for a character, specifically at raids with difficulty 1, 2 and 3 being in focus, and try to establish a base guideline on what you should expect your characters to reach in order to be able to do the 3 chapters. Let's take a closer look. So for this video, I actually want to do Herondil as the example because I might actually build him very soon. I'm waiting to build him until Denethor has been released and I have built him, but I feel he's pretty okay to use as an example because I will probably use him in the upcoming future chapters due to his AoE and his Gondor squad, where Gondor should be actually really good for chapter 3, and I think they might also be okay for chapter 2, and yeah, overall pretty solid. I actually think they will be better than Haradrim overall, but here very quickly, like if we go ahead and say gear-wise first, then let's say gear 5 for difficulty 1, you should be doing that, and then I would say probably anywhere between 30 to 35 in level. And when it comes to the abilities, I would say ability level 3, um, especially for an AoE for the chapters. But if we say 3 across the board, that means no purple spent, and a 3-star, gear 4 or even gear 5 if you can, then it's definitely doable. Otherwise I think you might actually be able to get away with gear 4, and then level 30 to 35 depending on the character and what they are offering to a team. That should be enough for difficulty 1 in chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now if we then go and have a look at a difficulty 2 raid, like chapter 3 is working a little bit differently, so that is what it is. This is more about chapter 1 and chapter 2. For a chapter 2, for a difficulty 2, I would say anywhere between 45 to 50, but I would especially say 50 as a base guideline for most characters. And I would also say at least 4-star, preferably 5, gear 5 or 6. If you can do gear 6, that's definitely good. Gear 5, you might be able to get away with it. And for abilities, I would say ability level 4. So if I were to do him for a difficulty 2 and not worry too much, I would put him at star rank 4. For a 4-star, I would probably see if I could get away with 45. Otherwise, I would go up to 50. But as you can see, it's actually 120k experience different. That means so I might actually rather invest in a gear 6 and see if I can get away with it that way instead of the extra XP used. And then I would say level 4 across the abilities. That should basically be what should be enough for chapter 1 and chapter 2 health-wise and everything. Again, 5 is recommended. Now if we want to go and have a look at a difficulty 3 in the raids, you are not going to be able to do that with less than level 50, 5-star. Preferably you want to go to 60, or you could maybe get to level 50, 6-star. 7 of course. I think actually if you had a 7 on something, we don't have that many 7s at the moment if you're not a spender, but level 50 gear 7-star with gear 6 and the abilities 5, I would say, should be enough damage. But of course if you want to go high, then of course go to level, yeah, let's see here. There's actually 1k health difference, and so yeah, go to 55 maybe if you don't have enough for a full squad and you want to get them all on an equal playing field. I will actually, let's go ahead and do my Gondor squad just for an example. So I've left these guys here. Boromir at gear level 6, 5-star, level 40. His ability is like this. For the upcoming next raid we have, I will be getting this to 5, most likely. I would actually like to put it to 6 for the chapter 2 and chapter 3. Especially also for chapter 2 because he's gonna be taunting, so he needs to block. And also with the Denethor level 6 on his passive, he would gain provoke. And yeah, that would be really nice. And then I would probably try and see if I could get him to level 50. Of course, him being the tank, I might put him a little bit higher so he could survive. Pretty much the same for Faramir. Faramir is actually level 2, so these need to be level 3, and I will actually go to level 4 in them. Certain characters are more vital than others. For instance, this is where you really need Faramir for chapter 2. I plan to do a Ranger squad with Halbarad lead when I have enough gold. I have the green material, I bought that, but then I have Halbarad lead at level 60, which he is, with a passive and a leadership at 6, then this should be able to give him infinite assist. So that is something I'm looking forward to testing. It will not be in the upcoming raid because I simply do not have the gold for that, with me also having to build Denethor. But maybe before the end of September I will have that squad available for testing. My plan is to have Denethor, Faramir and Boromir at level 50. I hope I can get him up to gear 6 as well. Level 4 in their abilities across the board. Then I will do it with a Halbarad assist because there's a taunt and a heal that I need. And then hopefully I can get Herondil to 4-star. Depends on the RNG. I'm not going to refresh him, but he should be 4 for chapter 2. That should hopefully be Monday or Tuesday that we are going on that. And he will probably be gear tier 5. Maybe if I'm lucky with what he needs, I can get him to 6. And then level 4 across the abilities as well. And at bare minimum, I want to do him level 45, but especially 50, because then he cannot. Then he has an easier time getting his Banes on him. Like, for instance, here there's an Enfeeble. I really want to, like this one, I would really like to get to level 5. You don't really need it here, but yeah, it's okay. This one I wouldn't really actually go. I actually wouldn't really level this at the. It's down the list because you need someone to die. That's not really a great way of getting something done. Then if we do a quick on Boromir, I will of course want to do this so he gets more block chance. And then I would do this and level him up and maybe his basic. And for Faramir, I would actually do his passive. Then I would do. Honestly, you would want. Honestly, you would want most things on Faramir, except for this one. I feel you could go with level 4, but you would really want the 40% on level 5. Level 6 you can kind of hold out on, but stealth and stealthing with a 2-turn slow would actually be really, really good on the troll. So yeah, special 1, basic and passive, in the order of choosing passive first. Then I would choose basic, then special 1 for doing that. I hope that I can get a very good difficulty 2 score on the cave troll. I don't have the XP for difficulty 3, though I will attempt it. And then here I might get him just to 5 to begin with. Of course, for chapter 3, if I can do it, I will get him to 6. Here, this one would actually work really well with the Brain Freeze with Halbarad and Boromir at the same time, because they can kind of like have the most health and then they can switch between the taunts. So that would be a good way of doing it, and also provoke and taunting, so you could cleanse mark of the different ones. Call allies with most Bane to assist. This is actually really good that it's a 3-turn cooldown. I would go here for sure. because then you get always Boromir as an assist. Here, inflict stun. You would want this one to 5 at least if you're not doing a full Gondor squad. I don't know if it does. No, it doesn't do it to himself, so it would be one who's missing. If you were to do 4 Gondors, like the Herondale with the 2 favorite sons, or at least one favorite son and the other one the unspeakable one, and then you could do a Halperat and a Miri, honestly, if you just wanted to use this for that. And his passive, yeah, you would want this at least for making sure you can heal. So that's pretty, like that's how I would build them. So for summarization, level 35, gear level 4, at least 3-star, abilities level 3 across the board, especially if you have an AoE, you need that, and something that can inflict a bane. Difficulty 2, you would want 4-star at bare minimum, preferably 5, level 50, gear tier level 6, 4 across the board on abilities. Difficulty 3, 6 or 7, depending on the team, you need some for that. And then you would want some gear tier 7, honestly. And you would want your abilities, especially your AoEs, to be max. That's also why I would say level 60 is the preferred, because that way you do the most damage and you can get the most out of the bomber. And also level 60 means you have a higher chance of passing the resistance checks by the trolls. So that is what you need, and I would wish everyone good luck with building their squads. I have mine laid out. I'll be using Rivendell, Road to Rivendell, Haradrim, Gondor with some Ranger, and Rohan plus 2 more, with one of them being Ironhide. That is basically what I will do for my 5 raid squads, and now I have a plan to build on. I am holding a little bit back on the Gondor squad because I don't have enough energy for that. What I'm doing is at the moment I'm putting refresh into Eladan and Arwen at the moment, and that is going really well. And then I am also maybe farming a little bit gear here and there, but that is almost done. And if we go Haradrim, I'm still putting in a daily hit at Robel and Yevtu. They will slowly be worked on to get 7-star, especially Robel I really want for her resistance check. And this team, after I've built Gondor, will probably be the next one, because I've invested into these two quite heavily, and also it makes sense with the gear pieces for me. And then I will probably pivot to a Road to Rivendell team, because at that point, when Naramiri is done being farmed in the guild chapter, I will switch to Pippin. And when all of this is done, Pippin should be around 6-star, and the Frodo and Merry should also have been farmed, and that means I can unlock 6-star Sam. So that should be pretty good. Yeah, that's it for progression and thresholds, and how I feel you should be building your squads for the maximum amount of score in your raids. Again, it is possible to get good scores. Chapter 3 is so separate. Again, we did basically 30 million on it. We were at 52, so we did around 28, and I expect we will jump up by a few million now that everyone know. So build your squads, think about how you spend, don't push one character too hard, build a squad, get it done, get a good score, go to the next one instead of going for the higher difficulty. That way you get more rewards, that means more personal rewards, that means more gold, more experience, that means more investment back into your squad, and the quicker you can get to the higher rewards. Take care everyone, and if you enjoyed this video, give me a comment and drop a like, and I'll see you all in the next one.